hope this is good. Okay, here we are out at Laguna Beach, Main Beach area. This is the, I think the California Art Club was painting here today. That's what I thought I saw. But I don't see anyone here. And, well, that's that. So let's do a little painting, shall we? Okay, so let's take a look at the setup. This is the setup. Using oils. Okay. Let's see here. I want my scratchy little brush here to do my lay-in work. That'll do. Okay. Let's keep this nice and thin, people. Nice and thin. This is how we do it. Nice and thin. We got some blue, some red, and some brown. I have to put some new brown in there. Oh, look at all these guys. Look at all of them, huh? They're all just hanging around. Oh, look at these guys. They're so cute. Oh, good thing there's no kitties around here. Oh. Well, there they went. Okay. Put our little registration marks in there so we know what and where to paint. Now again, this is really dark, so we want to really, you know, is it dark? Is it really that dark? So let's just take a look. First of all, there's a lot of people, and that actually would add a lot of really good stuff to the painting. However, I'm not really good figure in the painting look, but anyway, so we want to get the walking path, and then the lifeguard tower, and then, you know, obscure and fill in all that stuff in the background. It's kind of a fun background stuff. But the whole point is we want to have the path go to the lifeguard tower. That's what we're doing. And then those little steps that go there. All right, guys, you get the scene here? Yeah, lots of people today too. But it's kind of chilly, so it's not the usual fun people watching you get around here in Laguna Beach. But hey. Alright, so let's just let's do our drawing here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to move the easel around just a hair. There we go. Take a deep breath. Clear your mind. Let everything go away. Study the picture in your head. Got it? Let's paint. That's what we're here for. This is the joy of painting. So we want to basically make that tower basically end up about right here, okay? That's where that tower is going to go. A bit of something right there. It's going to come around. As this comes around here, it goes like that, okay? Comes around here. You got like all this nice dark stuff right there. We're gonna put in this thing right here. I'm going to come out over the edge and back in. Let's see how that goes. I mean, granted, I could come like here, but it's a little too much tension right there. If we come around here, come around here. Oh, there we go. That's not bad. Well, no. Come around here. Right there. There we go. Nice strong angles bringing you in to where we want you to be, which is right here. That's where your drawing skills are going to come in handy. Now the tree is in my way, so I gotta kind of duck down a little here to see what we got. Yeah, there, bring a chainsaw and do a little trimming here. you know, for landmarks, you really got to kind of make sure you get the landmarks correct, or else people who are like in the area will be like, oh yeah, no, that's not how it looks. So when you're doing landmarks, make sure you get, you know, mostly correct. Alright, I think that's mostly correct. Just, you know, just the idea of this shape. We're not illustrating that shape in there, we're just, you know, it's just the composition of it, you know, make sure it's there. Anyway. And then we're going to start going in the background here. So we're going to start adding a lot of white. And our blue. This knocks it back a lot. Be sure to put a little extra solvent in it to keep it nice and loose. Alright, let's draw on the rest of it. See, now here's our composition. That's essentially our composition right there, okay? That's it. That's our composition. So now let's start filling in some of the supporting actors. It's going to go about right back in here. See, that's actually, I don't want that. Why am I doing that? It's not what we want. We don't want things, horizon lines to be right on that center mark. And it's really glaring and all that stuff here, like, you know, it's like really glary, so we have a lot of glare going on, just so you know. And there's like a big fence over there. Whatever. Okay, put in this tree here, because you gotta put in trees. Is this color the correct color? No, not really. Some trees over here, and trees over there, and trees everywhere. Alright, we're just kind of setting up our composition here, and setting up how these trees are going in, how the branches are going in. Don't get too descriptive and like where exactly all those branches are and everything is. It's all going to get painted over. Don't be confused. There's a little bit more darker over here, so we're just going to stand our stuff over here. Just going to put in a darker area over here. Because buildings, you know, when you get into buildings and architecture and all that stuff, it's a whole nother beast of painting. But the idea is we want to make, so we're just blocking in the basic shapes here, right? And then we're going to come back in and use essentially the same puddle of color and create very small differentiations in that color. See how that's really small differentiation right there? Yeah, that didn't happen by accident. Anyway, you know, but you get a lot of, you know, solid shapes. As opposed to the organic shapes. I see that color, that's way wrong. Way wrong, guys, it's way wrong. Okay, so here's your organic shapes, trees in the background, whatever, you know, they go up here somewhere, up here, up over here. Don't put anything symmetrical. There are little trees up there that, you know, that's where trees go, they go in the air. But buildings are always like you know, very stiff looking. So, but if we come in here, I think I'm going to switch out my brushes because I don't think this brush is really giving me the effect I want it to. So let's switch out some brushes. Alright, this one's a bit softer, but still a bit softer, still pretty stiff. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so again, we're just blocking in our organic tree shapes here. Using all our color that we have so far. Give it some variations. But if you'll notice, it does get darker as you go lower. And that's because of the way the sun works. So just a hint of red, some blue, just a hint of this red that maybe I need to, oh look at that, I need to really put some fresh red out. And a little bit of yellow. We're always using all three colors, we really are. So just fill in this organic shape here. Remember, this tree and all this stuff back here is just a supporting actor. There's no real detail in it. A little bit darker, a little bit darker, a little bit darker under here. But we're still in this puddle, so there's still some white in it. How do I know? Because I put the white in there, that's why I know it's still in there. As we come back down deeper into here, I'm going to go ahead and start putting in a little bit of this background. You know, as it comes through here, there's a little bit of that, you know, the green of the trees and a little bit of the, you know, the light coming through there. So I'm just going to kind of just bump that up a few places here. We'll come back. We can and will be coming back. By the way, I hope you can hear the ocean in the background. It's right over there. Okay, back to the painting. Okay, just to give it the right, I don't know what you call it, the right texture of it that you're going in. You know, just define that shape up a little bit, but not too much. But you want to kind of show, you know, like there's, you know, just this, you know, a little bit of light going through there and here and there and whatever. And all these edges are very soft for that very reason, especially since it's in the background. We want to obscure it. So these are very soft edges, you know. These like blobs of color, I guess you can say. But we'll come back in and fix that up and define that all just a little bit more. Most of these tree branches and everything are pretty dark, which is fine because we just want it to blend into the background. There's a couple of light ones, you know, to really bring it out. That's like, oh yeah, what do you know? They are trees, you know. Holy smokes! Also, we're going to be poking a lot of air holes in these trees and branches and everything. Okay, clean this brush up a little here because we're going to put in all that white background that we see back there. See, there's a lot of like white background in the background. So that's going to be white to yellow. And then we're going to pull in some of this right here. Okay, because that's already mixed. So now we just got this. This is very thin. Everything going in to start putting that in because that's where our building is. I need to mix up some more of that. And again, you're not trying to pull out any details in it, you're just trying to make interesting shapes that look like they belong there. And since it's buildings, it's all geometric. So here, let's pull out some air holes, I guess you could call them. That's actually what people call them, air holes. This is going to be way too yellow. Let's see what happens. I think we got it. get too into the weeds of that. We're also going to break up some of those shapes. Alright, let's see if we can bring this foreground down a little here. A little more white. We're going to keep it nice and sunny. We want to keep this like really pretty high key. The white gets you real thick, so keep it thin. Keep it thin. We're back into just blocking stuff in. We really should have blocked everything in first. I don't know. Let's go ahead and just block some more stuff in here. You got this green grass, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. We want to go way a little bit darker green on that, I think. And not that. Back up to this. Right there. That's not the right color green grass I'm going for. Yeah, just a titch of blue to it. Knock it back just a hair back here. Because we really want this to just really recede into the background here. Alright. Start. Start obscuring some of these hard lines we have here. Now again, because there's like a temporary fence up, it's kind of ruining the scene a little bit. Watering it down a little, but we have this, you know, nice bright yellow. And even though it's like a really bright gray, but I don't know. I think that yellow needs to come down just a hair though. But we need to do just a little bit more up in here, just kind of, you know, show that there are indeed some buildings and, you know, high-priced real estate that you're going to go and spend way too much money on. You know, like there's an ice cream shop over here, and it was like, you know, super busy one night. We're down here having fun, this and all that and everything, and we're like, yeah, let's go get an ice cream. And it was like a big line. Okay, yeah, let's get ice cream. Go get ice cream. And after I paid for it, I was like, did I just pay $13 for 2 scoops of ice cream and a cake cone? Not even a waffle cone, not a this and that, nothing fancy. $13 for 2 scoops. Now, I'm of the age that back when Thrifty had their Thrifty ice cream, by the way, you can still find it in some places, but it was 25 cents for a triple. And that was Thrifty ice cream, best ice cream on the planet, and it was a quarter. And I was like, oh no, we can't get the quarter, that's way too expensive. Oh my god, no, you gotta get the 10-cent 2 scoop stuff. So I want to know how ice cream goes from, you know, a quarter for 3 scoops to $13 for 2 scoops. If that is not a indication of like how screwed up our economy is set up, then I don't know what is. And I mean, granted, that's, you know, probably what, 40 years apart, probably. Less than it. So I'd say about 40 years apart, but still, like, holy crap, are you kidding me? You know, at what point does the economy just go, nah, too much? Does it? Does it ever do that? I don't know. Alright, let's put in a little more glary white down here. Now, usually we don't go this this white this early on. Usually we don't. You know, put in this like glary white stuff here. Usually we don't do this until later on. Alright. Alright, let's paint in the tower here. Let's paint this tower in here. Now I use this yellow, but I'm using just like the small smidge of red. Okay. Okay, that is it's like a salmon color maybe? Is that a salmon color? I don't know. Got a little more white, just a titch of blue. How does this look? That looks like a little bit better. So let's just go ahead and scrape in some color here. And then we'll come back with some texture in it. Now, granted, the way I'm doing it is, you know, you just block in the color and then we come back into it. Another idea to do this is you are like really diligent, purposeful, and like putting in exactly where you want the colors to go, exactly where you want your brush strokes to go. That is awesome, and I think if you want to do it, you should do it. Mostly because it's your painting and you're the one out having a good time. There's something on top of that. I don't know. I just want some pigeon poop up on top of this thing, if you ask me. Antennas, whatever. You gotta, you know, radio in. Hey, somebody doing something stupid over there. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we can put in some of this lighting effect. This may not be the right brush for it. Another great way of doing it is put in really thick paint and then like sculpting it in there. It's not a bad idea. Going back to my scratchy brush. Also, this paint's really thin right now, so it's... yeah, everything's just kind of mushing together. We'll come back. Whoops, actually it's not that right there. Oops. Ah, we'll come back. There's this little structure right there. Alright, so we'll just leave that little structure right there. Suggesting some of this, some of that, this actually, this whole area is all the dark stuff, and then we have some of that up there. Using the white to just kind of pull out some highlighted areas just to define the structure a little bit better. Alright, so now, leave that structure alone for right now. So let's go ahead and clean our brush off just enough. And let's start putting in all our foreground here. Let's get this foreground here. This is a gray, like a really nice gray. So we're using blue, that, a touch of red. As what we're going to do is we're going to add a lot of white into this. As you can see, once you add it all in, now our color, like the greenness of it, how gray did you get it is this kind of the deal. All right, now I'm not going to thin this down. I'm going to leave this fairly thick right here. And the reason I'm doing this is because as our foreground, I want to have a little more visceralness, I guess you could say. And as I come forward, I'm going to warm it up just the slightest titch. Yellow and red warms it up just the slightest titch. And so as it comes forward, subtle, but it's there. Just a dab. Dab of you, a dab of you. Mix it all up nice and good. Whether you know it or not, you did change it, and then there it is. Then, as we go into the background here, a little bit of blue, a little bit of white, mix it all up, the same puddle of everything here. Maybe a little more white, and a touch more blue. Okay, but it's nice and thick. And so what I'm going to do is as the path winds back around over here, we're going to make the path wind back around over here. Okay. Alright, that didn't look right, did it? Nope, it didn't. So let's go and see if we can add just a little more white here. But you can see how nice and thick I'm getting it. Because we're into the thick painting now. For the most part, I think. And this is going to be like super white over here. A lot more white. Just that hint of blue. Nice and thick. We're going to send this all the way to the back over here. Leave those brush strokes in because you know what? I like them. It's still pretty thick. Add a little detail, a little something here, a little something there, a little something for this, that. Okay, all right, we'll come back to that if we need to. But, okay, so we have like, it all kind of goes out over there somewhere, right? So, all right. Because actually, you're not looking at the ocean over here. But it kind of, you know, not like that. So let's see, but it is a little bit darker. So let's go ahead and use our same puddle of everything we've been using that's a little bit darker and just see if we can suggest in some darker buildings that actually are back here. Now we should be going a lot thinner though, I'll tell you that. Now what these are in this background here, these are still, I mean like it's all like retail. Maybe there's a couple of houses up there. But if you know, like the retail space is like, you know, so expensive. I honest to God don't know how some of these places stay in business. It's really the weirdest thing, guys. I mean, to get that retail, and then like there's like always a place going out of business. You're like, well, maybe if the landowners and the people were, maybe if they, you know, maybe cut some people a deal on that, it wouldn't be as bad. But I don't know, man. I'm not a successful capitalist, so I really don't know. But there's always someplace going in, someplace going out. You want to be like, maybe the outgoing person may have told the incoming person, like, hey, just so you know, you can't really make it unless you have like a real wealthy benefactor and you're just laundering money. But a lot of the money here in Laguna Beach, I think, is like old money. You know, it's like these people didn't earn their money or anything like that, or you know, they got lucky or something happened to where, you know, they got real successful. But just so you know, like, if you're sitting around here, like, you're seeing all the rich people and everything, no, they didn't earn their money. That's kind of a given. If someone made the money, they earn it. I don't know, man. Like, for instance, I was talking to this one guy who has like a bazillion-dollar house up in a Three Arch Bay. I don't know, one of them. And so me and some other artists were there hanging out because he was hosting a bunch of artists. And I was like, you know, like, how did you make your money? I mean, not like being a jerk about it. I was like, oh, how did you make this much money? Long story short, he worked for an advertising agency, and like back in the 60s or whatever. So he worked for this advertising agency, and him and some other guy came up with some brilliant this and that, blah, 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 whatever. And it was an ad campaign that made him, you know, like millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? So it's like one ad campaign. It wasn't like he was like some ad campaign genius or anything. It was like one thing that made him all that money. And then, you know, he just basically took that and, you know, bought this house here and this and that. And, I don't know, he did a few other things with the money, but, you know, it was just one thing that did it. It wasn't like, oh no, I worked my ass off and I did this and that. It was just like one ad campaign that just like got popular. And if you know anything about marketing, that's like, you know, it's a crapshoot. It really is. It's an absolute crapshoot, I think. I don't know anything about marketing. All right, so now we're going to come down here and we're going to put in all of our sand. And now I use yellow ochre to put in the sand, and this is like way too dark right here. Okay. But we're going to keep this nice and thick because this is a, you know, foreground stuff. I had an old boss that lived down here, and he beats me what he did to make the money to get there, but he was like the director of IT at a college campus. I mean, like, you know, the Cal State Fullerton, and him and his partner, you know, they had this awesome place, and it was like, you know, your job doesn't make enough to pay for this, so beats me what he did to actually get that place or how it came to be or whatever. Yeah, he died, so whatever. All right, a little yellow. I'm sorry, a little white, a little blue. Send this back a little bit. Let's go ahead and put this right in there, and then we'll paint over it. Guys, I'm really pretty sure I got the wrong date for this California Art Club paint out. I'm pretty sure I got the wrong date. That doesn't matter because I'm out painting. Where are you? Did you go out painting today? You should. You should absolutely go out painting today. Alright, so now we're going to go through and put some detail in here. I do like painting with groups of people because it's like, you know, it's something. I don't know. Okay, so today's dissertation is doing competitions. I don't know if I've already covered that, but this is only my third painting podcast, so whatever. So, doing competitions is really fun because you get to go and you paint with other people and this and that, and if you win, you feel like $1 million. If you lose, you feel like you just wasted your life doing something stupid. And so, you know, it costs a lot of money. That's the other thing, is it costs like a lot of money. We're gonna have to go back to the darks here, guys. So let's recreate a dark puddle. You know, you spend all this money going out somewhere to, you know, be in a competition. It's a lot of money, but I mean, unless it's like a select few shows, you're never gonna make your money back. At least I don't know. I mean, you know, there's people out there who make oodles of money when they go to shows and everything, and they're like awesome, and they do. You know, it's like, you know, I remember one painting buddy goes, and I won't do a show unless I know I can make my money back. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that's not me, but you know, hey, that's never happened to me, man. The best I've ever done is like basically broke even. That's about the best I usually do. It's just break even as far as the show. But I like doing the shows. But then here's the worst part is, you know, you want to win because the other people who invite you to the invitationals, again, to some of the better shows, they're looking at that win and be like, oh, this guy is awesome because he won. So who gets invited to the next show and who gets into the invitationals and this and that? Well, if you didn't win anything, you're not getting invited. All right, see how that works? And so even though your paintings are really good, this and that, but it's just that particular judge liked their particular work better for this and that, whatever reason, who knows. So you are sitting there not winning anything and not getting into the bigger, better shows. You're not getting noticed by anything. And, you know, maybe that's some form of how it should work. I don't know. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like a way just to kind of qualify out people and be like, no, you're not that good, and, you know, go back and work at it. It's hard, you know, because you're putting in your effort and time and effort just like everyone else is, but yet, you know, getting into the invitationals or getting noticed or making friends, this and that, beats me. I don't know. I have been in a couple invitationals, or one. I've been in one invitational. Two. I've been in two invitationals. So it's not like I'm complaining too much, but I don't know if it really translates into something for you. It's hard, you know. Being an artist is hard, you know, especially this type of artist. I mean, if you're a marketing artist, well, then that's something else entirely. You know, if you know how to sell yourself, if you know how to make it happen, if you're you know, and also, you know, people like your work, that's something, I guess. But it's hard. For me, at least. I don't know. For you, it could be super easy. A little variation in our sand here. Right there. All right. Now, some people put in like all the people and put like a bazillion people in here and really make this thing come alive. You really would. But I'm not a people person, so I'm not going to do that. But let's see if we can go back in and fix this up just a hair. First of all, we need a nice dark something right here. Probably using the wrong brush. This Ferrari just went by. So here in Laguna Beach, this is what I used to do when I was in the gallery here in Laguna Beach. I was in you know, the co-op gallery here. And, you know, just you're sitting there, you're like, no one's in the gallery, right? So I just walk out to the street and, you know, chill out for a second or whatever. And so what I would do is I'd say, okay, I'm going to sit out here until an exotic car comes by, like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or a Bugatti or something exotic, right? McLaren. And dude, I tell you not, it's like, it would take me about, if I was ever out there for like 5 minutes, that would be a long time. That'd be like a slow day. Maybe they got caught at the light or something. I don't know. But, you know. Oh, here's a winner walking in the middle of the street. Yeah, that's a... Alright, putting in just little details on this. Maybe just a little more detail here. I think the best way to be a successful artist and do your painting successfully is to be successful at something else, and then you know, your painting is just that. It's just painting. It's nothing. You know, it's not like you're fretting about. And I do know some other people are like, hey man, I've been making the best 20-something years, and they told me how to do it. And the way they did it was you basically you find a venue and you know, like some place that you can host a show, and then you advertise the shit out of it, and then you hope that people show up. And there's a place in Dana Point where I lived that was like they had like all these new buildings, and they were like they didn't want them sitting vacant. So like there's this artist that he was using it as such. And I was like, hey, can I have a show here? He's like, yeah, sure, give me a call. And I never did. But then a friend of a friend had a show there. I was like, well, shit, he did it. Why didn't I do it? Anyway, so, but the place is not rented out by like, I don't know, coffee shop or a pizza place or a Botox shop or something. I don't know. So, but, you know, so that's not maybe because I did not follow through with that. But, you know, you want to do like, you know, a dozen or two, you know, really amazing paintings that you're just like, you know, this is just something else, and this is, you know, and then you advertise it. So, you know, it takes money to make money. There's no two ways about it. But advertise it, and then just watch the money roll in. You know, get a couple of people to help you. You can like find like there's one of the things that the Laguna Plein painters do is they have these I don't know, this is legal. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but these girls who are like, you know, it's like some like high school. I know this will sound bad, but it's like volunteer stuff that they do. And so these girls, they're like they're salespeople at the Laguna thing, and they just you know, just come and hang out, and you know, they have their little clipboard, and if you want to buy a painting, you can buy a painting, and they'll fill out the little thing and send it to the person who does the actual sales transactions. And so, you know, you just get like helpers like that who will be, you know, just there to facilitate a sale if you need to. But, you know, real like low key, nothing like, you know, pressure, nothing like, you know, just real low key, easy going. You know, it's a good time. You put out some cheap wine and all that good stuff. Putting in a few details here and there, trying fully into thinking there's a boardwalk there. All right, let's see here. I'm just going to put in just a little bit of warmth over here, just because I want like, I don't know, just like a little bit of warmth here, just kind of bring these two planes together a little bit, create a little bit of interest there. I need to fix that. All right, so we want to step back is what we want to do. Maybe, you know, fix that. Step back for a second. And yeah, we just need to fix that up a little in the thing, and then yeah. Okay, but it's like really foggy and gray and everything. We're like, geez, we got a storm coming in. Apparently it's gonna rain. I'll believe it when I see it. Let's clean our brush a little. And by rain, I mean like, you know, your car's gonna get all schmutzy dirty. That's what kind of rain you're gonna get. Okay, so let's put in our sky and make it like a little dark and moody like it is. What's a nice dark and moody sky? Like, look at the sky around here, okay? Got some clouds rolling in, you got this and that, and then you got like some darker clouds in there. And usually use a cool red, like quintessential rose or something like that. Will give you like a nice undercloud layer. But guess what I don't have here? Quintessential rose, that's what I don't have. All right, good guess, everyone. Anyway, let's keep this fairly thin for right now. Just a hint of my brown, and then it's the white. Now let's see what we get here. Let's work on this color a little bit more. I'm not entirely liking it. I'm liking that a little bit better. But as far as the sky goes, the sky has to be very bright. Okay? I don't know. Let's see what we get here. Okay, that is so dark. It's not even funny. Which is fine, because we still have some white here. Okay, let's see what we got now. See that? That's I don't know if that's right or not, but we're going to come through and just create a lot of texture is what we're going to do. Alright, see that's totally wrong, but don't worry about it because we're going to come back in. We're going to come back in with that, don't worry. Come back in with some white. And by white, I mean white. That needs to be fixed.
So one thing that's a capability.
Just this white up here. Move this paint around a little. I mean, this is not a sky painting, so we're not going to really make the sky as exciting as you'd think it would be. But we are going to put in a few variations in it so that we can give just a little bit of interest, and so you know that was like a nice kind of cloudy day or something like that, you know. I'm using my softer brush. It's not too soft, but it's soft enough to where I can really get in there and not move the paint around without getting it too squishy or too scratchy. So since this thing is our center of interest, we are going to keep its edges pretty stiff. Whereas with the background there, we can blend those out a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to use just a hint of this yellow right up in here. And probably like right up in here. And then go clean the brush and then use the white to knock it back into the sky. So we're going to use some white. And then blend it into the sky and make it work. One more white. Oh, air hole. Let's do a few air holes over here. Yeah. Alright. You know, the tree is pretty thick, but still, it adds the interest to your tree. You may want to squint your eyes a little just so you can see where it's supposed to be going through. Pick up a few more highlights here and there. Let's see, back here a little. I'll step back. Oh, I got to put in those trees. Okay, so let's put in these little trees. I'm going to use this brush right here. It's got like a really small, thin cake bristle brush. Have to move a little. Alright, so we're going to use something fairly dark like this right here. Alright, right there. Let's just go see if we can put in a... We just want to suggest those in there. You gotta have your palm trees, you know? Come on. Gotta have your palm trees in here. There you go. Just want to kind of break up some of these harder lines in here. Maybe put in a few. Alright, let's take a step back, guys. Alright, I know if you look, I mean, like the sidewalk should have been like more sidewalk here, and then there's like, you know, seaweed and crap over there. You got this and that, and the grass over here, but there's a path that goes along. I'm not going to I want my paint to look like my painting, so here you go. Oh, we got to put our signature in, so let's get out our signature maker. get a nice dark area so it really shows up. Eric, and this is actually this is 3/25. This is the 1st of March. There we go, guys. All right. Till next time, stay cool and keep painting. Oh, I gotta fix that. All right. Okay, so the one thing you have with Laguna Beach here is, you know, you get like a lot of wealthy people, and they're like, you know, people here like are house rich, cash poor. Not here in Laguna. They're house rich, cash rich, everything. Anyway, but right along the same path of all that, among all the tourists and all the people that come down here walking the dogs, are homeless people. Like a fair amount. Like, the homeless issue is really quite interesting. You know, they come up and they talk to you, and you're like, oh, okay, you play along, and you're just going for it. But inevitably, you always have one come along and say, oh, I'm an artist too. You're like, really? How's that working out for you? Anyway, have fun. Like, click, and subscribe, because I'm not a hot chick. I could use all your help so I don't end up homeless as an artist. All right, have fun.